Uh, well, man. Here we are. New video. It's cracking. Yesterday, uh, I was somewhere taking care of some stuff, and as a content creator, I have to keep an eye on what's going on YouTube. And I open up YouTube just to take a quick glance, real quick, and I see this thing, man. And apparently, something happened between uh, Swifty Blue and King Little G, right? And as I'm listening to the channel, the guy that's talking about is saying supposedly this happened, and I don't know if it's true. And that was a theme throughout the video. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if this really happened. And I remember just looking at it like, and why is this video out, right? But I get it, as a content creator, you try to get ahead of things. You try to be the first one out there and stuff. I don't know if he was the first, second, third. I don't know. I just turned it off, put it in my pocket. Like I said, I had something important I was doing, and so it wasn't until a few hours later I started hearing, hey man, this is what's happening, this and that. Now, before I go anywhere else with this, let me tell you a quick story. When I was a kid, my mom and dad were selling coke and weed, right? And I remember I was probably about 7 years old. The block we lived on, at the end of the block was Safeway, right? And my dad was like, I'm gonna walk to the store. So I was, a little kid, I wanted to tag along. So I'm walking with my dad, right? And I remember we hit the corner. Across the street was a parking lot, back side of the parking lot for Safeway, right? And my dad is like, mijo, stand right here, and I want you to watch this. So I'm like, the hell? So I'm standing right there. There's a big bush. My dad gets in between two parked cars. So I'm looking around, and I see my dad's homeboy, who I thought was his homeboy, coming on a bike. His name was Philip. Philip's coming on the bike. Boom, he's pedaling. And then like at the last minute, he notices me standing there, and his eyes get big, right? My dad jumps out between the two parked cars, snatches the bike out from under Philip by the handlebars, throws the bike, grabs him by the front of his shirt, and starts slapping him. Where's my fucking money at? I want my fucking money. And while he's doing this, the guy's trying to say, I'm gonna have your money. And my dad is telling me, mijo, don't ever let nobody do this to you. He said, a man never opens his hand on a man. And he's slapping him. And he said, you only open your hand on a bitch. And that was a lesson that I learned at that age. Getting back to this story, when I heard somebody slapped somebody, I said, if this really happened, he wasn't even trying to hurt him. He was letting him know, for one, I have zero respect for you. For two, you ain't no type of man in my eyes. Now, that was the first thing that popped up into my head. Like, damn, somebody got slapped. And then, like I said, I looked when I got home, and people were telling me, hey, this. And I saw the videos as far as reaction. I haven't seen nobody do anything, thankfully, and hopefully that video doesn't come out. I'll get to that in a second. But, I'm hearing now, okay, well, that didn't happen. King Little G tried to do something, but security got in the way, and he got socked in the chin. And here's my question. Here's my question for everybody. Why the fuck do I know any of this? Why does anyone know any of this? How is this part of the, look, man, I don't know either one of them. I have nothing against either one of them. But if something happened, That's where it should have stayed. And if there was going to be a retaliation, then it stays there off the internet. You can't be waving guns around and saying I'm from the streets and I'm this and I'm that. But you're never in the streets. You're in a studio. You're doing shows. You have the opportunity to get out of whatever you grew up in. Bring your family with you. Set an example for people to look at like, damn, that fool came from this and became that. And instead, we have people admitting, look, law enforcement's greatest crime fighter nowadays is the fucking internet. Because dudes just jump on here. I slap somebody. You know what the DA hears? I committed battery. And you name the motherfucker you battered. So now you're going to have law enforcement watches every video that comes out. So now if something happens and somebody from 18th Street gets hurt and a guy from Paramount's involved, I believe they're going to start building a case against Swifty. The other way around, somebody from Paramount gets hurt and it was somebody from 18 involved, they start building a case against King Little G. These vatos have the opportunity to, again, create a better life for their families, for themselves. For the most part, it looks like King Little G has already done that. And Swifty Blue is on the verge of that. But Swifty Blue keeps getting caught up in shit. The thing that I kind of didn't want to touch on, but I'm going to, is this. Not only am I irritated that this type of shit is even on the media, in the media, on the internet, being spoken about, more dangerous than that is this. In the comment section, you have people saying, oh, that one, he don't want it because this dude's connected with these people. And then you have guys arguing, nah, this one is connected to this vato. Those people that you guys are throwing in the mix do not want to be in the mix. And make sure when you speak of those people, you understand that if the Judas come knocking on their door because of comments that you're posting, they might send somebody knock on your door for talking about their business. I've said before, the hardest part for Raza is going to be the fact that people bring up affiliations. These two vatos hopefully can squash their beef. Stop getting on the internet. If there's a problem, erase all these videos that you did, if you've done any. You can't stop what these other people are already putting out there. If you guys got to get down, get down. Listen, I look at it like this. That's what little kids do, eh? Oh, run the fade. Man, two rappers trying to make millions. I don't ever hear billionaires talking about run a fade. I don't hear multimillionaire, successful businessmen get into a dispute and say run a fade. They keep making their money. I don't understand why we know anything about this so-called situation. They both need to come on and say, nah, we were bullshitting. We just wanted to see how everybody on the internet would react, and they reacted the way we thought. Even if it's a lie, come on and say some shit like that. Don't help the DA build a case. Don't help law enforcement build a case. They do not want either one of you to succeed. They do not want either one of you to be something positive for vatos in the streets to look at and aspire to be. I don't know what else to say. You know, people are going to say I'm a dinosaur. That's fine, homie. But I know one thing. If it's not my business, as a content creator, if you put something out, I can speak on it. I'm a content creator. But anybody saying that they're in the streets and they're in that life, you already know if it ain't your business, don't speak about it. And definitely don't speak about the legends. Don't drag them into other people's bullshit. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I wasn't even gonna make a video, man, but I feel like I just needed to remind people, man, of the things that I spoke about in this video. I'm not gonna reiterate, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I already said what I had to say. I wish everybody involved the best of luck, man. Also, I don't know Mr. Criminal. I saw his video, and I would advise that both King Little G and Swifty Blue watch that Mr. Criminal video about this situation. Now, it's easy for him to be humble because he's not the one involved, but he's smart enough to say, hey, man, let's get this money. Because this could easily become something very ugly, especially a neighborhood as big as 18. I don't know, man. I wish you guys luck. I wish you guys would take advantage of your skills, your talents, the blessings that you have in your life. Acknowledge them, take advantage of them, and be better. With that, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.